I'm a 3D artist, and in this video, I turned regular Minecraft mobs into very reasonable boss fights, and even got a real mod developer to rate what I made from 1 to 10, starting with the model for the pathetic vanilla Shulker, which is a 1x1 box, and with a stroke of creative genius, scaled it into a 2x2 box, leaving us with the most bodaciously thick Shulker I've ever laid my eyes upon. Yeah, sure, there's only so much you can do visually with a box, unless your name is UPS, but if you look at other Shulker boss designs, you'll find people get pretty creative with this stuff. This one turned into a mecha anime. This one has legs and teeth, which I really hate to see because I was gonna do that. I'm calling this one the Elder Shulker, so I made the head texture a bit more elder. I'm using a lot of the same texture patterns as the Legacy Shulker, just slightly more cracks and details and stringy purple veins indicating suboptimal cortisol exposure over its lifetime. Maybe they could go around the sides as well, like roots or something. I mean, yeah, that would make it hard to move, but it's not like it's gonna grow legs and walk away. I've always thought they're supposed to be barnacles, like from the ocean. Some people think they're artificial, like golems. Okay, buddy, have you ever seen a golem do mitosis by shooting its twin with a... Yeah, these things are weird, man. I'm gonna go ahead and unthink that. So I guess this is Minecraft's first completely immobile boss because I didn't feel like adding the teleport because of the roots pictured on screen. Real groundbreaking stuff here. It basically just sits there until a player walks up, at which point it turns into a bullet hell minigame and starts spraying pellets all over the screen. There's a few different patterns it can pick from to make it marginally more difficult, like this one where you've got lines rotating around like a jump rope. You can also break them individually if you want to clear a path or something. Oh yeah, there's also a second jump rope that goes the opposite way. That's just a pretty evil gameplay decision. It's completely beyond me why I thought this was a good idea, but during playtesting we found that getting levitated hundreds of times in a row was somewhat excessive, even if it is very funny. So our groundbreaking solution to this problem is just to add more types of bullets, and now only some of them do that. You can still damage it however you want. Sword, arrows, Glock, but it does 4 times more damage if you hit it while the shell is open. It's also a lot less chill as soon as he pulls out the Shulker Dyson Swarm attack, which you gotta break as quickly as possible because right after that he spawns these incoming heart pellets to heal itself, but they actually heal anything they touch, so you can break them or run into them. That's gaming right there. Why are you looking at me like that? It also gives mining fatigue to everything in a 50 block radius because of a sophisticated exploit we found where you just mine under it and cheese the entire fight. It's a pretty cool boss fight in my opinion. At least it would be if there was a way to actually get to it. So here's the plan. In the end dimension, you can find these end ships attached to end cities. In fact, that's like the only thing you can find in this dimension. But anyways, I made it so that while you're exploring, you can sometimes find an end ship without an end city attached to it. It's got all the same stuff, shulkers, elytra, weird ability to fly despite blatant lack of sails or turbines or flying accessories, but one of the chests will always contain an end ship explorer map, and if you follow it you'll find another ship with another map, and the end ships are all interconnected across thousands of blocks, and if you just keep following it, eventually you'll find the end galleon, which is absolutely massive with 4 masts, an entire dungeon inside, and in the very middle on the top of the deck there he is, John Shulker in the flesh. But you can't really explore it yet on account of the mining fatigue from this fella, which means you either fight this thing and win or lose and make your way back to yeah, now that I think about it, this is worse than any Dark Souls backtrack. Let's just pretend that's not a problem for the time being. If you do manage to beat this thing, it drops something called the Shulker Heart, which can be squished together between some Shulker shells in the crafting table to get a baby Shulker, which will make so much sense in 1 second. Just let me explain. This thing might look like a cute little small bean that wouldn't hurt anyone, but what you need to understand about the baby Shulker is that it is a merchant of death. You basically use it like a turret. You drop it on the floor or the ceiling or stick it on a wall somewhere, and it will automatically target monsters and hostile creatures and start smacking them around with the shulker balls, pearls. I don't know, man, these things are disturbing. The design is loosely based on the new baby creatures they added with the tiny cubes and the soulless abyss-gazing eyes. They're pretty tough, but they can die, so you probably want to be a responsible parent by putting them somewhere where they're not going to get hit too bad. And you can always heal them by giving them more shulker shells. Also, the end ship maps never lead to the same galleon twice, so it's possible to get like 50 of these things if you have like 10 million spare rockets laying around your house. They're pretty useful on their own, but the real reward here is getting access to the rest of the ship. It's basically just a giant version of the end ship. Purple blocks, no sails, dragon head inexplicably on the front. Really ties the whole thing together. This thing houses like 100 people. They got rooms for everything you could need. I might actually be stupid. I completely forgot beds do that here. Anyway, the ship contains a modest amount of loot, lots of anvils and other expensive things scattered around. Man, can we get some love for my buddy Nick Jaw, who made this build in like 2 days because I forgot about it until the last minute like an idiot? Just look at this thing. I would live here if the end wasn't so completely devoid of everything. That being said, if you do make it all the way here, you're probably beyond needing anvils, but I am planning on releasing this mod later, so let me know if you have ideas for better rewards for this place. It's not like we're running low on space in here. Right after I walk 10,000 blocks back to the portal. Can't even get cell service in here. What's up with that? It's times like these that I think about Mint Mobile, the sponsor of today's video. They've been offering wireless plans starting at $15 a month for the past 8 years straight without any hidden fees or price gouging or any of that malarkey. You know I gotta pay respect to that. You can keep your phone number, keep your contacts, just, you know, save the money part of things. It's really not that complicated. You don't have to go to a store. You don't even have to put your bag of Cheetos down. The whole process takes place online. You just pick how many months you want, how much data you want. That way you don't pay for what you don't use. Do I even leave the house enough to use up more than 20 gigabytes? Probably not. Oh yeah, you also get bulk discounts the more months you get. And if for any reason you aren't just tickled pink about this service, all plans come with a 7-day money back guarantee unconditionally. So stop overpaying for no good reason and break out of the traditional wireless stranglehold with Mint Mobile's premium plans, which start at a crisp $15 a month. But that's enough of that. Let's get back to the video. For my next boss, I started with the Enderman, who is known for its long limbs and weird head. I then proceeded to make the limbs longer and the head weirder. About 14 years ago, there was a bug that inverted the Enderman colors, and it was so weird that a whole creepypasta conspiracy theory complex spawned around it. So I wanted to expand on that concept. I gave mine red eyes instead of purple. It's 4 blocks tall instead of 3. It's also very thin. You can see these bones or something poking through. The texturing process for these videos is getting pretty intense. I don't know if my 7 years of training in the Alps is going to be enough for this. Still got it. Here's the real conspiracy. You know how the Endermen start tweaking out and their head raises up like that? Well, it's not actually their head. According to internal files, it's considered to be their hat. I'll let you deal with the consequences of that information. For now, I made the inside of the hat red with this weird tonsil thing. Maybe we can jiggle it around in the wind when he's angry. I'm calling it the Shy Enderman because it reminds me of that one SCP design pictured in this picture. I guess it's more of a mini boss than a real boss though, because based on my limited experience, this is the only boss that doesn't actually try to fight you. Here's the plan. Whenever Endermen spawn in the world, there's a small chance it gets replaced with one of these guys instead. And if you look closely, you'll notice it has red particles instead of purple ones. That's not important or anything. It just took a weird amount of code to make that happen, so I had to bring it up to feel like it was worth it. They also look downright dubious with shaders on. That thing just doesn't look right. Anyway, this guy's kind of like a kick streamer in the sense that if you make any human contact with it, it'll start screaming and running around and breaking things and assaulting people. Unlike kick streamers though, it's not actually trying to harm you. It's just trying to get away from you as quickly as possible. Also, this guy can teleport, and that ability got patched for the kick guys so they can't teleport out of jail. Once the Shy Enderman starts panicking, you only have 4 seconds to kill it before it disappears forever. But every time you hit it, the timer resets. It's kind of like trying to kill a cow when it's running away, but as a mini boss with enough health to make you really angry. I'd honestly recommend bringing a slowness potion if you're experiencing a skill issue with this one, and try not to literally run into it because they will hit you like a truck if you invade their personal space. But if by some miracle you do manage to kill this thing, it drops a new red type of ender pearl called the return pearl, which if you right click with it does absolutely nothing. But if you hold right click, it starts rumbling and splitting into pieces, after which it sends you back to your respawn point no matter where it is, what dimension it's in, or what the situation is. My buddy Jack spent like 3 entire days in the dungeon getting this animation to work correctly in game, so I just want to appreciate the shake, the shatter sound, the pitch increase, the ender dragon beams tinted red, the particle rings around you, the way it still works in third person or with shaders on. I didn't test that actually. Does it work with shaders on? Oh, that's what I like to see. Now there's a lot of uses for this thing. You could use it to escape dangerous situations if you can survive for 3 more seconds. Use it to get back home if you get lost or maybe just too lazy to walk all the way back. A lot of sandbox games usually add some kind of instant respawn mechanic like the magic mirror from Terraria, and I think making them hard to get like this makes them more valuable and strategic to use. But it doesn't matter what I think because my time was more over than it ever has been, and it was finally time for the mod developer to judge my work. I also just dropped the last 2 years-ish of my project files onto Patreon, so if you want to mess around with the games and stuff I've made or make sure my editors don't go hungry, that's going to be my new sellout location, I guess. Check it out. Please. Pretty please.
I love the design, this like puzzle piece jigsaw pattern. The detail work on it is immaculate. You know, like you get a regular treasure map in Minecraft and you just kind of wander around and then you dig in the sand for a bit and you're like, oh, cool. But with this, it's not just one adventure. You have to go find the ship and then find several other ships and travel across thousands of blocks. It's cool. Feels good. Feels like an adventure. The patterns of the projectiles and the general flow of the fight feels really well thought out. There's like a lot of little nuance to it. I love this baby Shulker. I love the way that he looks looks at you when it opens up. It gives you like a little fella and you can just take him around with you. I love that. My main critique is that the fight becomes pretty chaotic, but I don't know that that's really a bad thing. I would say it's probably an 8 out of 10.
The rib cage and the extra block of height are super cool. The animation on the pearl is absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything like that. Some things I don't like. The Shy Enderman is kind of hard to hit and kill because of that 4-second timer. Overall thoughts, I really like it, and it's completely different from how you normally interact with Enderman. I would give the Enderman a 7.7 and the pearl a 10 out of 10 because that animation is incredible.
Got anything you want to shout out?
I'm launching a game called Hyper Profit Pets in May, where you hatch pets from eggs and then you train them at the gym and then you sell them for huge profits and do it all over again.
With that, my friend Jack managed to impress the mod developer, but this isn't over until it's 10s all around. 10s for everybody. See ya.